Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. Today we'll be discussing the eighth chapter of the Sunder Kand. It's called Witnessing Ravana's Code, Inner Awareness in the Face of Darkness. So let's begin. Today we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Crimson Sun. So what is the scene described in this chapter of Sunder Kand where Hanuman enters Ravana's court? Jai Gurudev, yes, in this chapter Hanuman secretly enters Ravana's palace and observes the lavish, opulent interior. He sees Ravana seated regally, surrounded by his wives and ministers. The palace radiates material power, but is inwardly dark with ego, delusion, and adharma. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar often says, even gold loses value in the absence of righteousness. Hanumana, the embodiment of Viveka or discernment, witnesses Ravana's grandeur, yet remains untouched. This is a key teaching in Art of Living. To be in the world yet beyond its temptations, a state we cultivate through meditation and Sudarshan Kriya. How does Hanuman maintain his spiritual composure while witnessing Ravana's seductive and materialistic court? Hanuman's inner gaze is fixed on Dharma and Rama. The glittering core doesn't shake his resolve. The mirrors of the Upanishadic ideal of Sthit Pragya, the steady intellect. By regularly participating in Vedic Anjaneya homams, seekers develop this inner fire of clarity. The homam honors Hanuman's unwavering devotion and awakens it within us. As Gurudev says, when the prana is strong, temptations are weak. Through Agnikaram and Gayatri Japa, we bury away distractions and deepen our discrimination, just as Hanuman discerns between illusion and truth in Ravana's court. Now, what do the verses reveal about Ravana's character, and what lesson does Hanuman draw from this? The verses from Valmiki Ramayana of Sunder Kand, verses 36 1 to 20, show Ravana seated with pride, his wives intoxicated, and his ministers flattering him. Hanuman realizes that Ravana, despite his intelligence, is clouded by arrogance and lust. Gurudev often explains that ego is the greatest enemy of wisdom. Through Sehat Samadhi meditation and satsang, seekers soften the ego. Hanuman's silent observation becomes a mirror. He sees the outer palace but perceives the inner downfall of Ravana. This trains us to look beyond appearances and build inner strength through consistent spiritual practice. How does Hanuman's reaction to Ravana's grandeur contrast with modern day reactions to material power? In today's world, many are dazzled by external achievements, wealth, status, beauty, but Hanuman's wisdom teaches us to stay rooted in purpose, not possession. By chanting the Hanuman Chalisa daily, especially its words, Ashtasiddhino Nidhi ke Tata, we invoke true inner wealth, strength, humility, and discernment are rituals like Sandhya Vandanam and Trikal Sandhya align us with timeless truth. Hanuman's detachment in Lanka show us that even amid temptation, we can remain inwardly pure if our heart is established in the divine or the Rama. Now, what inner transformation is symbolized through Hanumana silently observing Ravana without reacting? This symbolizes a Shakta or powerful Saksitva, the strength of being a witness instead of reacting or judging. Hanuman simply sees. Gurudev explains that through Sudarshan Kriya, our awareness expands and we stop getting entangled in drama. In Ravana's court, Hanuman does not absorb the energy of arrogance. Instead, he remains inwardly focused in leadership relationships or challenges. This is invaluable through practices like Padma Sadhana and Sanyam Sadhana of level 1 and level 2. We learn to anchor ourselves in silence amid chaos and noise, exactly like Hanumana in that royal chaos. Can this episode be linked to any modern workplace or life scenario? Yes, imagine entering a corporate environment full of glamour, competition, and egos. Like Hanumana, a seeker who has done Upanayana and chants Gayatri regularly, sees beyond the surface. They act from dharma, not desire or drama. Hanuman didn't get impressed or angry. He observed, analyzed, and waited. Similarly, when we participate in rituals like Anjaneya Homam and practice the discipline of Sandhya Vandanam, we grow in patience and intuition. Gurudev teaches that your inner calm is your real power, and this is exemplified beautifully in this chapter. How can one develop Hanuman like discernment using art of living courses and Vedic tools? Enroll in the happiness program, learn Sudarshan Kriya, and follow it up with Sehat Samadhi meditation. These increase prana, which fuels clarity simultaneously. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa daily with reverence keeps the intellect sharp and heart pure. Practicing seva or selfless service, which Gurudev emphasizes, makes the mind selfless, just like Hanuman's. Discernment is not about judging others, it's about protecting your purpose. This balance of power with humility is the fruit of sincere practice. And this very balance shines through Hanuman in Ravana's glittering but decaying court. What specific verse in this section reveals Ravana's downfall most starkly in Lanka? The verse 36.19 states, Natu Ramasya Sita na bharya bhavitum arhati. Ravana considers Sita unworthy of Rama. This arrogance blinds him to Sita's divinity. Such ego leads to destruction and Vedic understanding, disrespecting the sacred feminine or Shakti invokes downfall. That's why in our ritual we uphold Devi worship, Guru Bhakti, and Mantra Shuddhi through daily japa of Om Hanumate Namaha. This subtle arrogance is dissolved. Hanumana, being grounded in humility, becomes the light in Ravana's court of darkness. That's the lesson. How does His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji's wisdom align with this scene's teachings? Gurudev says the sign of intelligence is remaining centered amid chaos. Hanuman, observing Ravana, embodies this. Gurudev also teaches us to recognize that power without wisdom is dangerous. Ravana had all power, wealth, knowledge, but no surrender. Hanuman had only devotion and conquered. When we imbibe the Guru's wisdom through satsangs, commentaries, and seva, we access this timeless clarity. In the court of confusion, we become torches of consciousness, just as Hanuman was in Ravana's palace. The tools of Gurudev offers awaken that Hanuman within us. How can a seeker reflect on this chapter in their daily sadhana? During daily Sandhya Vandanam, or meditation, visualize yourself like Hanumana, calm, observant, committed to dharma, even amidst temptation. Recite the Hanuman Chalisa and reflect. Am I getting carried away by Ravana like arrogance or staying Rama focused? Perform Anjaneya Homam during full moon or Tuesdays. Offer oblations to the fire with the mantra Ramadutaya Swaha, invoking the spirit of service and chaos. Let each act be filled with Hanuman's bhakti and steadiness. With this, even in today's world, one can walk through Ravana's palace and remain untouched. Jai Gurudev.